Do we have a doozy from Worldcon today? Yes, they've just banned somebody who is a professional literary agent, who, of course, is no threat to anybody. I mean, this is, this is a woman who, let's be honest. And yet it seems to be political in nature, like it usually is with these people, as they're making more and more moves to make themselves completely irrelevant. Now, this is the World Science Fiction Convention. If you don't know what it was started in the 1930s and, of course, grew to be a big thing. This is the spot where the Hugo Awards are, where Isaac Asimov would hobnob, and Gene Roddenberry, and, of course, Robert Heinlein and Paul Anderson. Lots of greats back in the day. Over the last couple of decades, they've really caused a lot of problems, and it's all because of their leftist identity politics, wanting to maintain control over these spaces as their group got smaller, more insular, of course, more elderly. It's kind of made fun of these days that, these are going to be people with mobility scooters and walkers because they're so obese and just ancient that there's not much else going on in this front. And it's because they've failed to update things. They've failed actually to keep mainstream science fiction fresh and fun for anybody who wants to read. And so normal people are getting more and more ostracized. Normal people don't even show up to these anymore. And their club has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's just started to dwindle as a result. Well, stuff like this doesn't help. This banning of a literary agent is something that's absolutely crazy, and shows that they're just going through and harassing people, stalking them in order to see who they are, so they can get rid of them at some point. And all for what? Maybe some clout from a couple of different authors at this point. I have a theory as to why this is. Of course, they have not stated why she is banned because of me. It's actually my fault. Sorry about that. But I'll get into all of this in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things in science fiction, guys. This is your spot for sci-fi news. I have a newsletter in the description below. I want you to get there so you don't lose me. You never know what's going to happen with these platforms and algorithms. And I've been a science fiction writer for a long, long time. Actually, when this book came out in 2018, that's when I got banned from Worldcon in 2018. And they were very, very scared. The establishment was super afraid of what would happen if my books got popular. And they did anyway. Oops. Didn't work, guys. And we have been just building a movement of great readers of great science fiction by producing optimistic science fiction of the way that things used to be in the past. The sort of sense of wonder that they don't have, because instead of exploring strange new worlds, these people like to explore strange new genders. And, it's something that gets very, very tiring to read very, very quickly. So I decided to write my own. And I'm a professional author. I've got 20-plus books. I've got 13-plus graphic novels. And, of course, we are all supported by readers like you. I want you to start with the STARS Entwined. This is my Arroz War, and this is my primary space opera universe. And I'm actually building a beautiful series out of this right now. I wrote a bunch of new words on my novel last night, and we're going to be launching a trilogy very, very soon that spins out of this. So get in here. Start reading today. This is a beautiful trilogy that's out already. You can finish it, complete the story. It is available on ebook, print, and audio, and it, of course, supports independent science fiction, the most important thing we could do right now. So read, guys. This is in the description below. Thank you so much for supporting our channel. And, yes, if you like any of my other books, feel free to grab those, too. I'm never opposed to people grabbing more books. That is always the highlight of my day, of course. So Leslie Varney came over to my Phantom Pulse Substack and wrote about her being banned from Worldcon. Thank you, Leslie, for providing this op-ed today. It's a big deal right here. She said, Pat, this past week, I joined the ranks of a select and elite group of industry professionals banned by Worldcon. Why was I banned from Seattle 25 Worldcon this summer? Great question. One that remains unanswered, as the organizers chose to keep me entirely in the dark. Like I said, that's kind of my fault. Sorry, Leslie. In 2018, when they banned me, and they actually stated why they banned me. They went to their website and they called me a racist bully. Can you believe that? Terrible. I'm neither a racist nor a bully. And so that was libel. And they tried to destroy me, tried to get me blacklisted. Of course, they did get me blacklisted from a number of publishers. Really hurt my career in a way when I was kind of just taking off, all because they didn't like the fact that I voted for Donald Trump. And the organizer was a radical homosexual with a weird pink mohawk, just the type of person you would not bring your children around, let's just say that. And a very creepy dude. And he just, his boyfriend or lover or whatever it was, really hated me from Facebook because I would interact and I wouldn't just lie down, I would actually just go, you know what? No, I like Donald J. Trump, and I like being a Christian, and they would flip the heck out every single time. So he had some weird personal animus against me, took that out on Worldcon, and I sued the hell out of them. And they spent more than $130,000 losing to me, at which point they had to pay me for their libel, and then they had to they had to apologize for calling me a racist bully. So womp womp. Now, because of that, like I said, because that lawsuit cost them so much money, and because they had to apologize, and it was big egg on their face, they kind of wisened up, these people, right? And so now, when they ban you, they know that if they don't say anything about why you're banned, well, then they can't get sued, right? And so that's exactly why they banned her without telling her why. Now, I will tell you exactly why they banned her, because it's obvious at this point in just a moment, but at least in my opinion. And with that, this becomes just another cluster for these people, because now there's no transparency. It's just you can get banned for any reason just because of who you are. We will exclude whoever we want. And if you look at their logo here, which I've got with an X through it right here, I will show you Worldcon Seattle. I'll show you what the logo says. Ironically, through all this, look at this: building yesterday's future for everyone. Well, everyone except for if you're a Trump supporter, if you're a Republican, if you're a Christian. If you look at Patrick S. Tomlinson crosswise, yes, that's kind of where this all comes from right here. Then it's not for you. It's for everyone except for all the people we're going to exclude, who are more than half of society, because we are just in our safe spaces on blue sky where we can't interact with normal human beings. And that's what it is. These are weirdos who cannot interact with normal human beings. That's all this is about. That's it. I don't mince words here, guys. That's it. So instead of Seattle Worldcon, they should call it Seattle Weirdo Con, because that's all that's left at this point, right? So they didn't bother to have a conversation or provide a shred of justification, even when directly asked. This lack of transparency is emblematic of their long history of politicized bans to gatekeep those who belong in the SFF community. They've been wielding the ban hammer since 1935. The Futurians, like John Michael and Frederick Paul, were shown the door for their forward-thinking ideas that challenge the status quo. Now, I'm all for banning commies, so this is not my words. But hey, the triumvirs, the event's organizers, had political beef with the Futurians, who explored the ideas of societal authoritarianism, who are considered to be communists and far leftists. I do want all communists and far leftists banned. Unlike this lady's much more reasonable than me, let's just say. So in their cowardice, they opted to opt for censorship over dialogue, curbing the exploration of complex societal issues. And it says the sickness that was McCarthyism. Again, this is her editorial, not mine. And Joe McCarthy did nothing wrong. And I'll state that clear. So fast forward 6 years. Well, look at that. She's basically Abraham Lincoln here. This pattern persists. And in 2018, yes, I faced a similar fate. Banned for being too far on the right. They called me a far right. Jeez, I'm just normal, guys. Once again, instead of celebrating diversity of opinion, they resorted to gatekeeping and confirming they trade diversity for a compliant echo chamber. So this is what they wrote to Leslie on Friday, June 6th. Dear Miss Varney, this is Kathy Bond, who's under a ton of fire already for how she's handling Worldcon very, very poorly. And she says, first of all, I apologize for the mistake on our end that allowed your attending membership supplement purchase to go through, because I know it will be upsetting to hear the next part of this email. However, Seattle Worldcon 2025 is revoking your attending membership supplement at this time. We are also willing to refund your membership if you would still like to participate in Hugo voting. We are willing. Hey, by the way, nobody's participating in Hugo voting. Lowest numbers ever. It's really ridiculous. We are willing to allow you to keep that membership. Oh, how nice of them. She can pay to vote for their little circle jerk award. Please let us know if you would like a full refund on both memberships, or if you would like to keep your WSFS membership to participate in Hugo voting. We will be refunding your purchase as soon as possible. The refund will go back to your method of payment. It can take 5 to 7 days to process. Our finance team, yeah, look at this. Oh, so professional, Kathy. Yeah, right. This isn't professional at all. It's ridiculous. And of course, no reason given. It's just silly here. And look, she, hers. There you go. In the absence of rationale, It's difficult to imagine what perceived crime I've committed. With no official reason provided, we are left to speculate, and based on history, the clues are chilling. Now, this is a Jewish woman, Leslie Varney, and so she's positing it could be anti-Semitism. Now, interesting, last year I uncovered at Gen Con, an attendee told me that the former president of the SFWA, the Science Fiction and Fantasy Writers Association, who kind of control a lot of that goes on at Worldcon, was actually making anti-Semitic rants about Palestine and the like at the convention. And this whistleblower from the industry told me what was going on after that. They huge blow up when that all came out. And it could be a possibility here because these people are all in on just defending radical Islam in the Middle East. Interesting stuff. I just let them both fight. That's where I'm at over here. But yes, this could be the case with this woman here individually as well. And this is this is where I think it actually comes from. She says the SFF world for years has cozied up to author Patrick S. Tomlinson, whose online antics invite chaos, culminating in harassment and threats against me for merely pointing out his provocations. He launched a smear campaign to ruin my professional reputation, illegally contacting my workplace and intimidating those I represent. And this is par for the course with Patrick S. Tomlinson. This guy was a Tor Books author for a little bit, and I say was. He had I think a trilogy or 4 books they put out. Didn't make very much money. Sells a lot less than I do. And this was something that it was really cringy. He had like Captain Kamala for Kamala Harris. I mean, it was really cringy stuff. And he mostly goes online and just goes crazy on Twitter all the time. We've covered him a few times here on the channel. Now, Leslie Varney came across him, and they started some sort of beef, and he just went off the rails. And, of course, as he always does, he doesn't just, like, do something once. He goes nuts. He was talking about me on Blue Sky the other day. Really funny stuff. But hi, Patrick. How you doing? But, yes, I think it does have to do with that, and this comes from something from PenguinCon last year, where there were some issues going on with this. And as you can see, she sent an email to the PenguinCon committee outlining various allegations against Mr. Tomlinson, insulting women, minorities, intimidating writers at conventions. And when asked about the statement, she wrote in an email to the following. She says, "This reads to me as a strong commitment to the safety of PenguinCon's attendees. I cannot fault them for that, especially with their emphasis on historically marginalized communities. I believe that the convention safety should be top consideration because I believe PenguinCon just did not invite Patrick S. Tomlinson that year." And so she wrote, "I want to establish these are my thoughts alone, not reflective of any person or group or entity. I sent an email to the committee after this year's convention inquiring whether there would be a statement to provide clarification on the reasons for disinviting Tomlinson." Now, Tomlinson, again, got disinvited before she said anything. She wanted a statement for what they said there, too. Because, again, transparency should be paramount for these conventions. If somebody's doing something wrong, it should be out there. She said, "I felt unsafe attending these events where Mr. Tomlinson is present and express you shouldn't. He's just a fat dude. I mean, you could probably outrun him. But express my willingness to stand up for others who have felt pressured into silence. Clarify further, a guest of honor decided not to attend due to safety concern, which led to Mr. Tomlinson being disinvited." And so here you go. "And now I have to deal with Leslie Varney again. She's a literary agent misrepresenting other authors like me, and over the last 11 months, she has also made the conscious choice to align herself with the criminal cult stalking and swatting my family." Now, Leslie Varney did nothing of the sort, despite him saying this. He doesn't provide any proof that she's doing anything like that. He just says these kind of things. And this is what's dangerous about Patrick. He's clearly a paranoid schizophrenic, and he goes pretty crazy online. And so if, in fact, Worldcon is defending and putting Patrick above a literary agent, and of course trying to get somebody banned just for running afoul of him, that's pretty lousy. And that seems to be the case here. That's exactly what I think is going on. I think that's what is happening. And poor lady. Now, this is really sad. I've reached out to Worldcon because I have, I have the most read blog in science fiction and fantasy, Fandom Pulse. We just run circles around everybody else. We are the most important news source of science fiction and fantasy out there, and obviously, they don't like us reporting on this stuff because we tell the truth, and they like to cover up the truth. Now, I applied for a press pass. They declined my press pass. I applied for panels. They declined to have me on panels, which is sad because there's going to be more people who watch this video than actually go to the convention. It's really sad on that level, but this is how they act every single time. So they have this pattern of behavior, and I actually reached out to the convention. They have not replied to me. Of course, they're not going to because they can't communicate. These are people who are just really screwed up on this level. And it's really sad that now another woman who's done nothing wrong except for run afoul of this nut job, Patrick S. Tomlinson, and they're going to reward him for it and punish her. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button, my friends. Make sure to get on my newsletter in the description below so I don't lose you, and check out some great science fiction. If you want to, they always go banned books, right? These are the real banned books. Check it out, guys. The Stars Entwined in the description below. Really appreciate you being there. Grab it on ebook, print, or audio. Get the whole trilogy today. Read the whole thing. It really pays off so well. I built a beautiful story, and I appreciate you guys being here. We'll be back soon.